Greetings to all my lovely Leos out there. Leo, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time visiting my channel, Leo, I welcome you here. You've already found your tribe here, so go ahead and click that subscribe button so that you are in the loop about all the future messages coming your way. And for those of you returning Leos, I have to thank you for all your love and support, you guys. You guys are the sweetest, and you have really, really come through for me. So thank you for returning for this message. All right, Leo, just a little housekeeping here. First, we have to say that this love reading today, let me turn on my lights. Oh my goodness, got you in the dark. This love reading today is a general reading, meaning that I can't think of any reason why it wouldn't resonate with you, but for some reason, if it does not, don't panic, Leo. Simply means you need to make sure that you have subscribed to the channel so that when your message drops within the next few days, you are the first one to know about it. All right, now that we've got that all taken care of, let's jump let's jump into your messages about love for you over the next few days and the next couple of weeks, actually. Your first message comes by way of moon, signifying those emotions. This energy is actually leaving you at this time. So this is kind of like the recent past, but feeling of being emotional and your emotions definitely being affected and you being able to feel them as the moon cycles change if you're paying attention to the moon cycles. All right. Next up, we have the globe and possibility. So this is your current energy that you're stepping now into. You're stepping out of this moon energy into this energy of possibilities. So what does that say? You know, spring is just about upon us. And as the earth mother and the vessel of this planet, Earth, changes, starts to grow in the springtime, you will be really able to dig into that energy as well. You're going to see possibilities open up right before your eyes within your love life. And that's a good thing. Like, that's something to look forward to. Actually, you're starting to step into that now, but you'll start to see these opportunities present themselves. And these people present themselves as potential partners. So, what energy is coming towards you? And it's about keeping yourself motivated, staying up, as the card says, never give up here on the sign. So it's your ability to really motivate yourself, keep yourself in the most positive of spaces, and also your ability to do that for other people. But what I'm specifically seeing for a number of you Leos is one of these people that come forward as a possible partner, you will notice how one of their major impacts on you is the ability to keep you positive and motivated and going towards your goals. Like, they'll be the type of person that can get in your ear and really invigorate you and get you heading and keep you focused on the right things, your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. They'll be invested in those goals and dreams and aspirations with you. So as you look at a potential partner, that's obviously something that is of great value to you, Leo. So Spirit is letting you know that that is going to be one of the takeaways from this present energy that you have right now of possibilities springing up around you. Okay, so let's get from my clarifying deck here just a general outlook on where this whole reading is going. And at a high level, we have the Ten of Swords in the reverse, letting me know that this, what has seemed for a while, this past energy or this energy that you're currently stepping out of, this energy of of just going through this emotional kind of roller coaster, being tied to the moon, and really feeling that that energy is leaving you, the difficulty of that, right? What you have learned though from being in that state is you've learned how to ride that roller coaster a lot better than you have in the past, is what Spirit is saying for many of you, right? You've learned how to deal with your emotions in a new way. But the difficult feelings around that are starting to step out of your life. You know, those sleepless nights that you get, um that feeling of being pinned down with the four of swords, right? That energy starting to subside around it too. It just feels like a nervousness, like sitting in nervous, tense, anxious energy. That's kind of been the backdrop for many of you, a backdrop that you've even, some of you have gotten so used to being there that it doesn't impact you the same way as when it first started happening, right? When it first started happening, it was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? This feels awful, blah, blah, blah. But then it just became something that kind of droned on in the background, the anxious thoughts, the nervousness. And to the point where you got so used to it, it just felt like that's what things are. You know how like you get something and it's bright, like when you get a toy, it's shiny and new, and then you've had it for a while and it's on the shelf now, and it just seems like a part of the landscape. In other words, is what I'm trying to say. So that is going away as well. Like that won't be your backdrop. That won't be the landscape behind the scenes. It's going to alleviate, and you'll start to feel the relief of that. The Hierophant in the reverse, right? This speaks mainly to something or someone who has had this energy of holding you back, holding you down. They're also making an exit out of your life. For some of them, it may be a current partner who is holding you back, is holding you down, is not kind, has not been understanding of what you've been going through emotionally, right? That person will start to exit, but never to fear, because it opens even more opportunity up for you. All right. So this is very interesting thus far, Leo. Let's get into some deeper messages on top of this oracle, on top of these oracle cards. Let's dig in deeper here with the tarot. And while I shuffle, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I invite you to do so. I invite you to become a part of the tribe and help grow my channel. All right. So, Spirit, what do we have here as clarifiers for this moon energy? We have Temperance in the reverse, and it just further doubles down on a feeling of a major lack of balance that you've been experiencing in recent months. And it is all in regards to love. 10 of Cups. For some of you, you really thought you had that 10 of Cups, right? You really thought you had that love that was going to go the distance. And as we took a look, you know, for some of you, that person will be riding away. And Spirit is saying, if that's already occurred, or if that is about to occur as this energy is leaving you, don't go into a state of despair, right? Because as we keep saying, opportunity, possibilities are going to be presenting themselves, right? So don't allow yourself to just get into a state of despair over that. There, for some of you, a small number of you with this 10 of Cups energy, what I'm picking up is there was someone who stepped up to the plate and was helpful to you during this time, who did get you through it. But now you're seeing the lack of balance in that connection. You're even seeing it as, you know, you may have outgrown that person, right? So that's a message that's affecting you. And Spirit's saying, you know, you remain stagnant to remain stagnant in a situation like that. So take that into considerations and to consideration as you plan your next moves, right? You want to, it may be hard to try to step away from that situation because that person has been so, this lover is what I'm getting, has been so gracious, but you know, there's a limitation to what this person can do, and stepping into this renewal energy, you don't have the same need emotionally anymore that that person was feeling. So just keep that in mind, Leo, like that things have changed on your emotional front, and what really was fuel for this connection at one point is no longer needed anymore. It's no longer necessary. All right. So let's step into this globe energy a little more strongly. And I have the Seven of Swords in the reverse, and I have Judgment in the reverse. And as we step into the phrases or motivation energy, I have the Ten of Wands as well as the Hermit in the reverse. This is so quite interesting. Okay. So what I'm getting here, and the current energy that's ushering its way into your life, Leo, with this Seven of Swords in the reverse, it's a falling away of, Leo. I feel like for a lot of you, you experience what appears to be unending jealousies around you from people, right? People trying to be like snakes behind your back due to envy and jealousy. And you're going to get some, and I said some relief from that, right? We see the snake wrapped around her here. She's gorgeous and alluring, but the snake is clearly wrapped around her as she goes for the spotlight. You and people tend to interact with you in that way. Like you have your own natural spotlight as Leo. Your planetary your planetary designation, I guess you could say, is the sun, the actual physical sun, right? So there is a spotlight naturally around you, Leo, and people, you've experienced many times when people seek to steal that spotlight from you, right? So some of that energy, some of that will be leaving out as it ushers in, as new opportunities are ushered in for it to engage with partners and individuals in general that will bring to your life instead of trying to take away from your life, right? That energy of envy won't be gone. You'll still have haters, unfortunately, but it will lessen. It will lessen to the point where you will see that it's, much less than it was before, right? um there always will be these people around you that have kind of passed judgment on you in a negative way, right? Just make sure you're not really digging into that, giving that true play, Leo. Like, don't get into despair, as I feel like when some of these people are making their way out the door, they're going to be screaming long and hard negative things about you for all to hear. For some of you, a small number of you, it will be this person here as they are making their way out of your life. All of a sudden, they go from this loving nature to this, and screaming on their way out the door, right? So just be aware that for some of you, and that's a smaller number of you, there's going to be a bad kind of breakup here. Bad in the sense of it's not going to go down easy, right? So, all right, let's dig in with my clarifying deck and this Emperor in the reverse and this Four of Cups in the reverse, right? So, you're coming out of an energy of kind of moping around a lot more than you normally do. Um, as we look at where some of you may currently be that aren't quite here yet, but you're kind of in between these two phases, right? And with the Emperor in the reverse, and this is a card that I think of, Leo, often, the Emperor, you know, you weren't feeling at your highest point, and that's simply coming out to double down on that point as we were making it earlier. So let's dig even further here into this current energy, and we see the Ace of Cups in the reverse again. That breakup is going to be this breakup is going to be for a lot of you. I think as we move further into the spring months, a lot of you will be breaking up with partners that you've either had for a short time, maybe you had over the winter months, this partner. You know, you might have gotten into something, say, last fall, for example, and now you've gone through the winter with that, and it's time to uh, jump into something new, right? And you've estimated. So it kind of reminds me in some cases like cuffing season. Once spring hits, cuffing season is over for those of you that know about that. So same kind of thing here. I think some of you cuffed up with someone over the winter, and now you're moving on from that. Not that that person wasn't lovely, not that they didn't bring you good times over the winter months, but now, you know, spring's here. You're getting out more, you're doing more, and you're letting that go to the wayside. But I feel like this Ace of Cups in the reverse isn't really a letting things go to the wayside cup as much as it is there's going to be a, a definite breakup. It's not going to be like, okay, let me just kind of slide away in the background. No, this it's going to come down to no, this is a breakup. Sorry. We had a nice ride, but now we're not riding like that no more, okay? I also feel like with this Ace of Swords in the reverse, again, that situation of them now turning to scream long and hard, like, oh my God, I was so great to Leo, and this Leo ain't shit, blah, blah, blah. I do feel like that with the Ace of Swords in the reverse is going to have some of you feeling kind of low. Like it's going to be that last emotional roller coaster before you step into this feeling of positivity with the globe energy here that's present for the current time, right? So that last roller coaster, this person who kind of picked you up out of some of that roller coaster action and made you feel good, pumped you up, they're going to be the same ones that deliver that last roller coaster to you before you step into this new energy. All right, so let's dig into this motivation, this phrases energy, and I have the 10 of Wands, right? It will feel like work, really, to remain and be positive. And mainly what I'm seeing with that, Leo, that fact that it feels like work, it's more of a mental thing. Like, yeah, there's a certain amount of attention that is needed for a person to just remain positive as much as possible. But work, it's like you're being a little dramatic here because that is wands are fire element and that's your element. And it's like you're really just being a little more dramatic than necessary in regards to your outlook over how to stay and remain positive on your own, of your own volition. That's what I'm hearing. But mainly it is about really stepping out, not being a hermit. You know, unless a Leo has something in their chart that really lends to this hermit energy, most Leos are not hermits that I've ever encountered, right? Mainly they're the opposite for the most part. They're very outgoing, right? But with this roller coaster, you've been more in that hermit vibe than normal, right? And so Spirit is saying, don't allow yourself to slip back into your hermit ways, even though your hermit ways may not be what the rest of the world would consider a hermit. But for you, it's a hermit. So, Spirit is saying, don't ignore what we're showing you here and slip back into that because you're being a little dramatic about the fact that it's hard work to stay positive. Even harder work to help other people remain positive, have other people leaning on you, taking that on as a burden to keep others up, right? And so Spirit is saying, don't slink away from that because you naturally exude that. Just your presence, when a Leo is in there, standing in their strength and power, just their presence will brighten a room, right? Will brighten whoever they're around. So Spirit is saying, don't look away from that. Just be you. That's all you really have to do is be you. Um, and let's dig a little deeper. So we have the Two of Wands, and it's talking about one of the ways you can overcome that feeling like things are hard is to remember during those times to be spontaneous. The planning isn't what's called for here. It's a feeling of spontaneity, just rolling with it, right? And forcing others around you to roll with it as well. And with all of that, we do here have the Nine of Cups, right? So you will be able to, this is definitely the wish card. So I'm not taking that away from this at all. This is the wish card, Leo. So your wishes, your ability to stay motivated is going to directly impact you being able to use this wish card to your advantage to have what it is that you want. But I don't see a problem in that with most of you. Right now that you have the information that this wish card is coming your way for you to use to create what you want, that's all I think I have to tell most of you because you'll be on the lookout for it. You'll be ready for it when it appears. You'll take that card and you'll cash it in and use it towards your advantage. All right, Leo? Again, stay positive, stay motivated, look and be open to those possibilities around you. I know you are natural, you have a natural disposition towards doing that, anyways. So that's not a problem. Release this energy and the things, the staleness that it brought, right? So that you can get over here to these things because all manner of good things is here. And now you have the roadmap to be there and know what is available to you in the coming weeks and months. All right, Leo. Hey, one more thing that you need to do, subscribe, because when the next message comes out, Leo, you need to be the first one to know about it. Until next time, all my best, Leo.